is day 22 of my manifestation challenge, and I have taken negative steps. So I am actually now more inches, about 1 more inch than when I started, around my waist. So, how does that bode with my manifestation? First of all, big lesson I'm learning here, you can't give it a timeline. You can't give it a timeline. I don't know why I thought something that had taken me 14 years to get where I am, I could achieve in 28 days. 28 days is not a lot of time. Like, it's really not a lot of time. 6 months, maybe, but I think I just didn't want to commit to doing longer than 28 days, because if it didn't happen by 28 days, then all of a sudden I have a party to look forward to where I can drink and eat and go crazy and take 100 steps back. So I kind of wrote that all into the contract, when what I should have been doing is saying, I would like to manifest my dream body, and let's do that together, and let's just have this journey. But instead, I put a time frame on it, and now the time frame is coming to an end, and I have reversed. So at the halfway mark, I had lost about 8 pounds, and I had gone down from 36 inches around my waist, not around my waist, but around my belly button, to 33. I was super happy with that. That was awesome. We were doing it. This morning I woke up 36 inches around my belly button. The belly, I don't even know why I thought that would be a good place to measure, because it fluctuates the most out of every single body part. Fluctuates day to night, fluctuates day to day. That was not a good idea. Not at all. So I am going into town on Friday, which is, today is Tuesday. No, what's today? Anyway, I'm going into town in a few days, and they have a scale there. Now, before I embarked on this whole challenge, I had weighed myself when I was in town last, and I weighed in at 171, I believe. Anyway, I have the ticket. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see pound to pound what the difference is, because it doesn't make sense to be going off of inches on my stomach that could literally just be bloating and not fat. I also found some old pictures of myself, okay? So this journey has been a lot longer than 28 days, obviously. And before I manifested being here on the island, and before my manifestation was in motion to get my dream body, I didn't even realize just how out of shape I was. I have photos and videos now that I have found on my phone from back when I was in Canada, and you can just see the unhealth on my body. I'm bloated, I'm swollen, I'm hiding in every photo, unless it's specifically a photo for me to have a reference, like a before and after style thing that I was taking. I am completely hidden, either in giant oversized clothing or physically behind somebody. It just goes to show me, I'm really glad I started looking back in my photos, because it's really showing me just how far I have come, even if I did not transform my body like crazy over the past 28 days. Over the past 6 months, I've been here for 6 months, I have made a drastic difference. I wish I knew what I weighed before I left Canada, because the difference in the photos is crazy. So that makes me happy. That makes me feel like, okay, maybe the universe could have forewarned me that 28 days wasn't long enough, but maybe I needed to kind of ignorantly embark on this challenge in order to be shown all these things, because I wouldn't have, if I hadn't started this challenge, I wouldn't have had a need right now to see where I had come from. I would just be continuing to live my life and hoping that things were melting off and changing, but there wouldn't be this like drastic urge that I feel like I need to prove that something is happening for myself. But having an audience and having the accountability essentially is making me feel like I definitely need to like prove that something has happened. And so going back in my photos is really giving me a much clearer perspective on the fact that something is happening. My manifestation is coming true. It's just not as fast as what I would love to happen. But I have a lot of festerings that I need to get over and that I've had to get over. And I honestly think, I was listening to an Alex Hermosi podcast, and he was talking about paying down your learning debt and then paying down your time debt. So at first you've got all this learning debt and all this time debt. The faster you can pay down the learning debt, the faster you can get to a point where all you're doing is paying time and time and time in until you have that thing. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now. Like, all of my habits are, in my opinion, awesome. There's a few little habits that I think I could still tweak, but I'm getting up every day at 6:30 a.m. That's a fabulous habit. I am doing the mountain all the way to the top every single day. That is an amazing habit. I'm coming home, I'm doing strength training for at least 10 minutes. Amazing habit. I'm eating no processed foods. I'm only eating like whole, healthy, grown on the island foods and meats, which I'm evaluating right now. I think chicken is really the only one that my body can process without going a little crazy. I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking weed. What else is there? And I'm going to bed at like 10:30. Now, the habits that I need to ditch are scrolling too much on my phone, scrolling before bed, any kind of like light before bed, and stressing about the fact that I am not in my dream body yet. What is the number one thing that people always talk about with manifestation? Do not stress about your manifestation. Do not stress about your manifestation, because if you do that, you're keeping yourself in the place of not having the thing instead of just acting like you have the thing. I don't think it's a coincidence that I hit the 33 mark from 36 on the morning that I decided I was going to be in my dream body that day. Trial run, do it. That is what I actually hit. And the crazy thing is the very next day I was back up to 34. And I have not seen 33 since. Because it's almost like I told myself, okay, you're in your dream body for that day. Now we're no longer in our dream body because we still have to work for it to get there. That is not manifestation. That is not the manifestation mindset. The manifestation mindset is that you are in your dream body already, and time just has to catch up to you. So essentially, what I'm realizing in this conversation right now is that I stopped manifesting as of the full moon. And I started just feeling in a place of lack. Oh, that's great. That's great to know. I hate wasting time. I have this thing where, like, because I'm just going to say it and then I'm never going to say this again because I need to get out of this place. But essentially, because I want to be in my dream body before I'm, like, too old, because I'm 26. Like, my window of, like, peak beauty is, like, rapidly closing. And I want to have that experience of being young, hot, and beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, I just want that whole thing. Young, hot, beautiful, hot friends, on a yacht somewhere. Like, I want that. Like, that's my dream, right? And so, because I feel like my window is closing, every time I waste time or something doesn't happen or I hit a dead end, it feels 10 times like more worse resonating through my body than something that doesn't have a time limit, like making a bunch of money. Making a bunch of money I could do when I'm 60. It's like there's no thing on it. So clearly I've not been doing my job, which is to be manifesting. I haven't been living in my dream body. I've been telling myself that I'm not there yet. After the trial run, I was just like, okay, that was a fun trial, but now I'm back to not being in my dream body because I still have this. Whoa, is that why you're not supposed to set time limits? Because if you set a time limit, you're giving yourself all that time where it can't work. Because if you say, I will have my dream body in 28 days, then automatically you're giving yourself 28 whole days into the future where no progress will happen. Does that make sense? Is that why timelines, did I really F myself with this timeline thing? I think I did. Okay, new rule, no timelines. No timelines, because what if it was tomorrow? Like, what if I was gonna just wake up in it? Or what if it's, what if it is 6 months from now, but I get to feel like I'm already in my dream body right now, forever, so it doesn't, like, the body can just catch up, That's probably the whole point, right? Am I totally discrediting everything that I've been saying because I didn't know this one thing, or it didn't like hit me like a real revelation? Because this is the first time where I had to become a new person to get my manifestation, if that makes sense. I've manifested a lot of shit, but most of the time it's like such a big thing. Like, for example, Madeira. I manifested moving here 6 years ago when I came to visit to visit my sister. I came with my dad, and they were driving me in the car, and I literally said, I'm gonna move here. And she laughed and was like, oh, that's so cute, you fell in love with the island. I'm like, yeah, and I'm moving here. And I literally felt it in my core that I will be living here one day. And at the time, I was living with my partner, Pascal, who had zero desire to move. He was so dead set on staying in Canada, being a real estate agent, and he was like, yeah, maybe when we're 40 we'll be able to leave for winters, but we can't move, this is my job. And the amount of things that had to shake up and change in order for his mindset to shift to then be able to propel us to then be here in Madeira, I could never have predicted the chain of events, things souring, him getting a worse deal with his boss, him having a crisis because the way that the Canadian politics have been going, and then him totally falling out of love with what he was doing as a real estate agent, and then my grandma passing away and me needing to take time off so I'm not tied down to a job anymore, and then me finding my love for what I do now with the trading that I do, and us thinking that we'd be able to totally support ourselves on that. And then everything's just these weird things that 6 years ago I never could have guessed. And then us making the leap and coming here, and me coming first and having a whole month to myself, and craziness. And then moving to the exact part of the island that resonated the most with me the last time we were here. I'm literally across the street from the landmark that made me want to move here. It's just you could never put a timeline on that. You could never move towards that. You just keep it open as a door in your mind, and then all of a sudden here we are. It moved to do it for me, and that's how my manifestation stuff has always worked. I just thought I would try a thing like this because I just wanted it so bad, and I wanted it in 28 days. I think is really what's going on here, is that my patience is running out, and I just want the manifestation, and I want it now. So that is not the place that I should have embarked upon this journey on. And that is going to be the lesson for today's video. You cannot want things that bad that you put a timeline on it and sabotage your ability to wake up in it the next day and to live your life as if you already have the thing, and to keep the door open and then to eventually get your manifestation. Don't put a timeline on it. Don't put a timeline on it. Because the best thing that could happen is that it happens within your timeline, but if you didn't put a timeline on it, it would still happen within that time, right? And the worst thing that could happen is the timeline comes around, you don't have the thing, so you freak out and you slam the door shut. You're like, well then fine, I don't want it anymore, or I'm not good enough, and you totally cast so much doubt and destruction on your powers because you didn't get it within that amount of time. Okay, I will download that lesson, I will learn from that, I will take that forward with me. I will take that forward with me. So, I am closer to my dream body than when I landed here. And if I have been actually trying to manifest this for 14 years, there's a chance that everything had to happen in my life exactly the way it did to get me to this island. And this island is the key to getting my dream body, because it's always sunny, it's always warm, there's fresh food here, everywhere you go is exercise. Like, how could you not shed weight? But I actually do right now look the healthiest that I have looked. And it only took me 6 months to get here. So then what am I gonna look like in another 6 months? I think my dream body is actually on the way. This is actually the most confident I've felt in that. I truly feel like I could be months away finally. That actually kind of like feels really good, and I believe that, and I could roll with that. But I'm not gonna say that I'm 6 months away or anything like that. I am in my dream body right now. I am in my dream body right now. I feel great. I'm not snoring. I can wear a bikini in public without feeling like terrified. My teeth look good. My hair is super long and curly. My tan's nice. I mean, I've got some tan lines that I could fix up, but you know, you could have a dream body and still have weird tan lines. So that takes what, 2 or 3 days of just laying out in the sun. You know, I'm not in any pain. I'm in really great physical health. I can do so much with my body now. And obviously there's little things that I can tweak and improve, but like, I am in my dream body. I am in my dream body. And that's just gonna become more and more evident with every day. So at the end of this challenge, I'll probably stop talking about it for a while and just allow it to happen. And I will just keep making videos about manifestation in general. I clearly still have a lot to learn about manifestation. So even though I feel like I know a lot, I feel like there's probably so much that I don't. So I'll probably start doing videos where I'm educating myself and then I'm sharing that along with you guys so that you don't have to go out and buy all the books and listen to all the recordings and all that kind of stuff. And then as my body continues to get nicer and nicer, we'll see how long this manifestation takes, but I actually think it's coming. I actually think for once all the ingredients are in a line and I just need to keep paying down my time debt. And just keep living as if it's already there. I love learning new things. I love learning new things, especially when you think that you already know something. And then life goes, really? I think we can go deeper. I think we can go deeper. All right, well, peace, love, and magic, guys.